Hey guys, this is Tigress coming back to you with Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak Part 17. And honestly guys, by the time I was at like Part 17, Part 18 for the base game, not base game, for Iceborne, I was, like Part 18 I was dealing with Frostfang's boundary off, like that's roughly where I was. Um, but yeah, like I'd already dealt with the big bad boss, Shari's Folder. So, for the most part, Rise is definitely longer. Now, I don't know whether it's because Rise is longer because per urgent mission, per urgent quest, you have to do at least two missions, potentially three. So yeah, I don't remember it because I still stand on the fact of the one really annoying decision being the stupid mudfish being an urgent like quest in this game, base game more specifically. That's annoying. Also, guys, at time of recording being Monday, no, the most recent episode of because I'm recording this Monday of The Boys isn't out yet. Episode 8's not out yet. By the time this comes out, it would have been. It is the finale, so yeah. By the time I'm filming this, it won't. I potentially might end up talking about it in Saturday's video, just because it will depend. Because that will either A be getting filmed Thursday or B after stream on Tuesday. Yeah, no idea which. Because again, time recording is Monday. Now Monday's normally when I would record Saturdays, but Saturday ended up being a bust, and everything's basically just been pushed down the road. Now, unfortunately, something else that's been pushed down the road is me completely getting distracted, focusing on something that I didn't really need to focus on, being something on Craftmon, which I'll show off in tomorrow's episode, in like Friday's episode of Craftmon. But I did, and I've not made no Malzeno armor. But now that I've done what I've wanted to do on Craftmon, I can more focus on this. Also, guys, something that I didn't really know, because something I've never really tested is, in and out of a party, my voice does sound different. There's been a few times I've recorded when not being in a party, like PlayStation Rally, because I forgot about it. And there's been a few times, and like most of the time, I do just set one up. Just so that way, one, I don't end up doing game chats, because I'm an anti-socialist. Like, I literally, guys, I'm one of those people that, anytime a mate does text me, be like, hey, do you want to meet up? And I'm like, do I really want to? Like, last month, I was like, yeah, nah, I'm fine. And chose to stay in. But yeah, so today we're going to be taking a rank, hopefully, or at least one out of the three. And that. Let's hope I get into a rank hunt. Because we did Basil Gears last time, but time for a Rajang. Right guys, I've asked him to get into a hunt. Right guys, we're back. See, we sounds a lot better, but yeah, it's like, Anyway guys, I'm back. And I finally got into a Rajang hunt, which didn't take as long as it has been. Because there was a 2 hour, there was a couple hours on Saturday, I believe. There were several attempts. Like, it's just not the fun hunt. Well, guys, why I'm happy to get into a Rajang hunt. Part of me is like, oh, because again, I've just been watching a TV show while trying to get into Rajang hunt. Because it's not a case of, oh, there's no point starting it because I'll only watch like 5 minutes. It's a case of, at the minute, I can get through about 15-20 minutes per attempt. Yeah, try and drop a thunderbolt on me again, you son of a bitch. See, now I'm part of me wishing I had Malzeno armor because it would really be helping. Well, at least one of us can aim. Famous last words. I'm calling it now. Rajang's gonna end up, tossing me off. I've got decently far through the seasons. Here's the but. If the show's good and like will they won't they stuff, that's just improved it. I didn't have a chance. My first one maybe. The first death I potentially could have got away from. That no. See, I hate Rajang for the simple reason. Unless you have the armor, you can't really go close combat style with it. By getting up in its face and just taking a sword and slashing, dicing, shield blocking, all that lot. Sword shield's probably one of the simple ways to fight it. But range, you don't really have the option.
Hey there. Please, take your time.
Oh god, they're about to be expensive.
Okay, here you go. Thank you for your patronage.
I prefer when they're 11. But yeah, like, guys, unless you, like, with range, you either A, need a strong-ass ranged weapon against Rajang, which, every single point, because again, what's Rajang weak to? Ice Blight, so ice. Well, up until this point in the game, what strong ice weapons do I actually have access to? And I'll quickly cover World, because up until World, at the point of, I think Volcana, like Volcana, Legiana, like Shrieking Legiana, like Volcana, the Legiana line, I think potentially are only two options. You're only two good options. Yeah, potentially Frostfang, but because I don't 100% know when you do unlock Frostfang Barrioth. But Our Dragons do, you've only really got Volcana. And yes, you could unlock Zinogre armor before this point. But at the same point, my first introduction to this bloody pissed off angry monkey was it ripping off a Elder Dragon's horn, eating it, and then Thunderblight and everything. In other words, it's not playing nice. Now, did I go against this... Wrong button. Did I go against this thing in low rank? So, right, so it wasn't going to be there. I did go toe-to-toe with the evil afoot. I really couldn't remember if I did. Just because it's like one of those things where it's like, did I? Although one thing I do prefer compared to what the base game was near the end, I prefer a needing to hunt 2 things than the Urgent Quest. Because it is a lot more better.
Ready to go.
So yeah, guys, got on to Rajang Hunt, same person from last time. I don't know if I should be happy, annoyed, or sad. Because part of me's kind of annoyed, because it's like, aww. Like, I want to sit and do nothing for 20 minutes and just click a button. Because yes, guys, it's dumb, stupid, but, same point. I edit all that out. Which means, I know for a fact from a certain point, I can just be like, right, okay, just need to scroll. Don't need to think about editing. I can just scroll, cut, right, boom, out. Which basically just means I can do the case of not thinking when editing. Engaging the target. Ah, you son of a bitch! That's supposed to be Sacred Land. AKA, no Rajang's up here. See, guys, something that I do every so often. I say I used to do a lot more in World because of the fact of setting up quests myself, and I'd get curious about whether there'd be a fatality user on, like, in the quest. Is check via the playlist. But yeah, like, there are several creatures in this game that just piss me off over the years. Surrogates are starting to go onto that list. But I also have a list of creatures that I love fighting. Legiana is always a fun fight, personally. Yeah, I wasn't completely wrong, but same point. See, I'm gonna throw a party after the Son of Witch is dealt with, and never deal with again. See, Rajang, like, it's the point where you become predictable. And you're at that point. But yeah, guys, there are generally a load of hunts I do love. There's just some hunts that I don't because of obvious reasons. If the environment was a pain in the ass to fight a thing in, and see, if the creature, see, like, for me, for variants, if they're already a pain in the ass to fight, and then, like, the environment becomes a pain in the ass, I'm not going to enjoy the fight unless it is a really cool thing. For instance, for where you fight Fatalis, you as the hunter don't really get much breathing room, because it's a pretty small arena. But Fatalis is an interesting fight to me because it's a challenge for a hunter. It's an ultimate hunter's, like, hunt for in-world. Ooh, even better. But yeah, it's an ultimate hunt in-world. And it's the only thing that I've hunted within Rise, Sunbreak, and Wild that's there's nothing that's come close to it. It is that ultimate hunt where you put all your skills to the test. Pattern it with everything. See, some points the quick reflexes are great, but in a pinch they can be annoying. Just like that could have been. Someone set a trap. Come on. No, we're trying to get in the trap. Are you telling me this thing is immune to a trap? Finally! I wasted 4 trank bombs plus a trap just to get this thing. Oh, praise the Lord. Right, it's hunts like this that made me actually think, is there someone up there? Like hunts that's like hunts that are just like but it's like, oh thank God. But then I would think, hold on, wait a minute, I'm just a good hunter. Plus, all skills of a hunter, you learn as a hunter. See guys, this is something I normally cut out. Not bullshitting here, 3 of them? Granted it's beast gems, which is not the mantles, but I'll take it. Oh, praise the Lord. Why the crit? Oh yeah, forgot about those. Sorry guys, just been focused on slaying a monkey. The hurry are acting strange. With their host gone, they lost their food source. So me and the other researchers figured it was only a matter of time before they die all out. Yet they're still flustering around. Why do you think they're acting strange? No knight has ever reported anything. Because they're pains in the ass and they're just literal leeches. Right, guys, the Courier are a literal definition of a leech. Or more specifically, that one friend you say can sleep on your couch for a couple of days and then you can't get rid of them for like a month. And they pull the bullshit off, well, I've been here for 30 days, I have rights. Which again, I think is bullshit. I think it's fact that you should be able to legally chuck someone out your house. Which is why I never would let someone, like, I would never do it. Just because, quite frankly, I wouldn't want to go through the court system of being like, so you're telling me I have to not only let this son of a bitch scrounge off me, but 2, let him stay in my house. But anyway, I mean, yes, I've noticed pissed off monkeys. Well, I'd like to think it's just my imagination, but I've been studying the quarry for a long time now. And maybe, like those twins from the village, I just resonate, you really want to be resonating with the quarry? How you got them pronounce their names, because quite frankly, I don't give a shit.
I see.
The only thing you resonate with is my nerves. Actually, you owe my mates. You do owe those people in the mythology. They're great mates. I've been on some great hunts because of them. But anyway, getting back to the point. It's like they're getting excited. Surely they're slowly weakening without their host, but they seem happy like children that were praised by their parents. No, what they seem like is hyperactive kids who have had too much sugar. See, I know what hyperactive. See, that's something I know from personal experience here. There's a difference between a kid being slightly hyper from sugar and being ADHD hyper from sugar. Again, speaking from experience from the latter. Because, guys, it's something I really don't talk about. Because I, quite frankly, don't want to. But, like, again, I spent a good, like, I didn't know straight away. It was several years before I did know I had ADHD. Which meant I did not know the fact that why I'd randomly be going, miss. Because, yes, for some reason I was like, I need teacher's attention. Yeah, soon figured out the fact of that I might need to cut off my sugar. Although I do know the fact of that, given enough sugar now, I can go back to that state, which is kind of fun to know. But anyway. So I got to stay alert. Alright, got it. What troublesome... I mean, first...
Done.
Well, that bargain better include getting coatings for very cheap.
Nice! Look at all those points!
The fact that I have done 2 hunts already is a miracle.
Hope to see you again soon.
Actually, you
I
will
got
now.
some great items.
Just felt like...
Great choice.
I'm saying this now. This is the first time, I think, because again, I record for an hour and then stop recording and start recording again, just so it's not... One, I have to go to PlayStation. 2, it's a lot usefuler than you might think. Sometimes it's a lot better to have 3 or 4 45-minute clips, or say 50-minute clips. You know, I'm just going to round it up to say like 3 or 4 like hour clips, instead of having 4 or 5 hour of one recording. Something goes wrong in that 4 or 5 hours, your whole recording could potentially be snookered. If something goes wrong when you've got 3 or 4 clips, potentially 5, yeah, you've got specific sections.
Your spirit shines bright.
Oh, no.
Uh-huh. A special quest has been added.
No. Dark Citadel, White Whale.
I look forward to your secret.
Hey, good to see ya!
God damn it. Oh, it was... See, this is just Furious for Zhang's design from World. Because, if I can find it... That was Rajang's design in Mass Break of World. Honestly, not the colours, but you get the gist. Very similar to that, at least.
Since I was little.
And
Guess
I
I'd
didn't
say
like it.
I'm
It looks way too bulky, it looks
something
way
of
too
an expert
ugly.
at this point. Don't worry about your gear. I grip this here
I
hammer
like
with
this
confidence.
design. For the very simple reason of... It's elegant, it's sleek. It's what I think an armor set for a female, what a hunter should be. Not stupidly bulky, not stupidly not stupidly like leaning into the like sexy part of it.
I'll be here when you
Like
need
on
me.
some hand, yeah, I do kind of like a few armor sets that are kind of more lent into gender-wise. On some aspect, there are a few armor sets I do kind of like that, because a few armor sets pull it off, and if it pulls it off, I'm fine with it. For instance, take Gormagala. No real point other than the fact that I could potentially be a shorter person. Can you really tell gender? It's not easy.
How are things?
But to quickly go over a few, like that is also a pretty decent thing. Lightweight, pretty cool. Same for that. Izuchi is kind of one of those cases where you can kind of tell, but you can kind of also just presume tomboy. Baggy X is actually a cool design.
Bring on the hard stuff.
Like I do really like this
Then
one,
I
so I just
can't
never took a
forge.
proper look at this.
Seeing my customer smile is the main reason
Like the
I've
helmet's
been banging
cool,
away at
all
this smithing stuff for so long.
the Bombay, for more female aspect. With Volvon, again, you can't really tell. Other than the fact that they look a bit shorter. Axnom X. Again, it's more of a knight-inspired set of armor, completely, fully covered. Other than the odd parts below, like the skirt waist area. I mean, Raw Ludwig X just looks like a hippie. Hermiter, which is the crab. It looks like a nice blend. Tactranodon X is also one of those, I want to say hippies, but again, no shade. It's just the only time I see someone wearing like this if they've been living in a swamp for like a month. Kezo just looks like a fallen, like an injured puppy. Like I see this now, and that my mind instantly goes to someone wearing a dog costume on all 4 legs. Which I don't see why a human being would be doing that if it wasn't for specific reasons. Again, this just looks like a normal warrior. This just looks like an armored warrior. Same for Summer Camp. These are versions, although I do kind of prefer these all. I much prefer the darker colours. But I forgot Summer Camp was on the list too. But again, I don't completely hate this. But part of me does just prefer the duller colours. Raffian is the one biggest thing I have wrong with it. I don't like the fact, like, either lean into the part that they were going to lean into, or lean into the full knight aspect, or lean into the queen aspect of the armour. Don't try and do all three. You've got the queen aspect from the head, the more knightly chest, and I'm going to say feet, but then like a giant like skirt waist. I don't know why my mind goes to Russian. Goes to the Russians with that. I don't know why. Actually, yes, I do. It's from Arrow. I can't remember what season. There was a season in Arrow where they were in Russia. And again, it's 100% stereotype and I'm full on take responsibility for that. But like, they were similar dressed to that. Again, I don't know actually if they do, or whether it's just an olden thing. I have no idea. Not. Anjanath is one of those cases where, in this, it's more of a blend. But it was at a point where in World where you didn't have the cover for the unit of stomach. Barrioff is also really cool. You have this really cool night look. Same for Sinister Demon. Other than the long hair, which again, I know a few men that have got long hair, you can't really tell the difference. Not a Googie 100% can. Grand Golem is a nice way to do a Princess Queen look. Not too baggy, not too bulky, a nice little blend. Centaur is, I consider, that just looks more like a jokester helmet, and I can only ever see like someone trying to be a jokester. I see robot mice. Or armored robot look, which is also just cool. Same for Magma Rodron. Which again, this game does this thing where it's like the variant helmet set looks a lot more cool than I know it. Raknakadaki. I like where they went with it. I don't mind when they go into the more female aspect. When they full on lean into it and either don't make it too sexist. I say sexist, too sexy. Too much of a case of, oh look, this is done like this because it's a female character. Same for Pyro Raknakadaki, which I think looks a lot more nicer. Lectrum is also kind of a cool set. Mizuchi is really cool. Rathalos, other than the back half of the waistband, it's kind of a nice little blend, but again, not perfect. Zenoga, definitely tomboy aspects, but definitely still cool. Lugogon, I like the fact of it's basically something like someone that being like, I'm not going to wear the helmet, but I still want the armor lock. Astros. Said it before and I'll say it again. One, I liked it because it was really cool, but it was definitely going for a specific vibe. Aspirants? It's going for Gormagala. It's going for this more Dark Knight vibe. Sirius is going for this more knightly vibe. Dramatus, which I don't completely hate because I do like the colours. Malzeno, it's going for this sort of I'm your queen, you will obey me sort of look. And then Grand Golem Magus is going for this look of I have a tail. Basil Gears going for the armoured look.
Bye now.
But yes, guys, just because I have been talking for way too long, gonna try and jump into a Shag Magala hunt. If I get in, I get in. If I fail, I fail. But this will be the last hunt because I am tired. I'm not feeling 100%. Like, I've not been feeling 100% the last couple of weeks.
Right side clear. Left side clear.
Which I don't know if it's just because I'm starting to feel like hot and bothered, or whether it's just down to a simple case of I've ate something that's upset my stomach. Either way, I have no idea. Okay, one more attempt. Right guys, what about as soon as I get into the hunt? Right guys, go into a hunt.
Mine now.
And it's gonna be fun. Like, I can't, like, Shagma, like, there's like 3 variations of the Magalala. There's, when I can actually find it, Gormagala, Shawaruga Magala, Shagrara Magalala, and then there's like a 3rd, which is like an Elder Dragon,
Mine now.
and we're going against the one, which I can't remember whether it is or not, because I can't, like, I'm pretty sure you fight the 2 non-Elder Dragon ones, and then fight the Elder Dragon one, but in all honesty, I can't remember. And what the fuck is Basic? Like, I called it. I was so right when I said, right, so if you fight Basic Gears, he'll show up in every hunt. Now, the reason I said I called it, and the reason, like, I pretend you're still right, it will 100% depend, is this is the first hunt after you get past both. Meaning, why... Basic Gears? No, that thing just flew over my head. Again, this thing is very similar to Gormagala, apart from maybe a few different tricks. But yeah, like, otherwise, it's basically just a color swap. Although I can't remember this being too much of a diff.
I'll make you regret.
Oh, God. It's gonna be one of those hunts. One that's basically impossible.
This ain't over yet.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Basically, guys, what's happened is the person was like, no, I'm out because this hunt's a fail. Meaning, I'm left with 1 life. Granted, I also died, but again, left on 1 life, fighting this son of a bitch by myself. Hey. In all fairness, depending, like, I might just chuck 1 more up after this.
Give me some of that sweet ore.
Hey, get back here, you golden asshole. But yeah, guys, want to say there was like 3... yeah, so it's literally just a recolor. Yeah. Basically, do you look more golden? Damn it, I got that song back in my head. Basically, guys, again, I've said this before, I love K-pop Demon Hunters, it's really, really movie. But I've heard golden so much for the fact that I don't really need to start to remember it. And when I said, have you suddenly become more golden? The fact, like, the lyrics that then popped into my head were, you're gonna be golden. Yes, saw that coming. To be fair, it was a lose-lose situation. The person died before it even spawned into the hunt. More specifically, before it even left camp. The starter chest that you get given on all hunts. Because the only thing is you can't keep are the first aid potions. Otherwise I'd have a handful of them. And plus, otherwise, there'd be a very clear situation where you can just go into an expedition, grab all the stuff, chuck it into a thing, and do that like 5-6 times. You'd be golden. Yeah.
At the tail end of a reckless battle, two beasts find
Plus, this works for a great
themselves in a place
cutscene.
they don't belong.
More specifically, this works for a great thumbnail.
And when the master of this land appears, not even the
See,
mightiest
one thing I
attacks
do
can
wish is that
do
you
it
got to
any
see
harm.
these, no matter whether you join someone
With
else's
its
hunt or not.
overwhelming strength, it pummels and pins down its prey. Its endless anger fills the air in the form of a deafening roar as it prepares to feast without leaving a single bone.
Brightest eclipse, Shagral Magmagala. Guys, bear in mind,
Ready to go.
I was going to say, when that starts doing the fact of when that's like, we're slowly loading, it usually means good.
Let's make this a quick one.
But yeah, so guys, did get into a hunt. Granted, it's like, I've got a gut feeling I'm not going to be able to kill Shagmagala tonight, or at least capture it.
Ride like the wind.
It's just one of those cases where I'm like, it's highly unlikely. It's one of those cases where like, you're 100% going to need a full team. Because, again, said it before and I'll say it again and I'll say it until I'm black and blue in the face. Certain monsters need the full force. And Shagmarala Magalala. I can't pronounce his name. Shangharala Magalala. Which sounds weird to say, which I'm presuming that's how you say his name. If not, it's the bloody monster. I'm not apologising to it. But yeah, it's one of those creatures that you 100% would.
Let's go. Give me all you've got. Time to get to work.
But what I will do is take the free stuff on the floor.
Mine now.
But then again, I could be wrong. There are some hunts where I'm like, you 100% need 4 people. But then again, there are just some hunts where as long as one person's got the right equipment, it's the equivalent of 5 people. Depending on the hunt. Like, for instance, take Xeno in World. That, personally, I think you would need at least 2 or 3 people. At least. I mean, to say it's more live. It's more of a case of, if a monster can subdue another monster, it puts it in its place. Whether that monster is willing to accept help or not. And if the monster is willing to accept help, you put the other monster in its place. Put away the Time Blast. More specifically, put away the Chaos Blast. You're not opening up a gate of chaos. Uh-oh. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, shit. I mean, to be fair, guys, the whole reason I did jump into a single hunt was because... And I think I might start doing it, is just for the fact of... I'm saying now, like, the fact of those cutscenes, they make really cool, thumbnails. They look a lot better too. Because it's basically just a monster in its pure habitat with nothing else. Oh, I've not been up here in a while. More specifically, not been up here yet. See, I thought it wasn't. I thought the only creature that did come up here was thingy. I forgot that the magma llamas could. Or at least the golden boy could. And then for once, I don't mean golden boy as in, you know, good. I mean as in he's literally made of gold. Like he's golden. He's golden-esque. I'm gonna be surprised if this does go well, but not. It's gonna be nice. Shit.
Oh, you're gonna pay.
There are just some hunts that I don't like that are just easy. Like, Viper actually is early into world. Oh, I'm 100% getting kicked. Again, died twice. If I don't get kicked, I'm going to be surprised.
This ain't over yet.
Again, wouldn't blame the person either.
Ride like the wind.
Oh, hey, hold on, why are you all the way down here? I know they can go down there, but it's annoying. No. Damn it. See, I'm basically trying to get cheap shots from here, which I'm willing to admit now. That's because the thing is stronger than me, and I know from an advantage, I have an advantage.
I'm going after it. Trying to get away. I'm gonna get you.
It's a slightly smaller edge. No, this is so much more riskier, but again, it's gonna mean damage. And damage is the one thing that we need.
Look out! It's got its eyes on you.
See, having the height advantage is great. Until it isn't.
Get away. Let's go. I'm gonna get you. Faster, buddy.
See, I don't really want to start taking that chance.
This one's all for you. All right, let's see what we have.
Am I more specifically taking the chance of that it's going to kill me as soon as I go for the half and the tail? Of course, this one happened to be the Elder Dragon. And guys, at this point in time, this is the only second. This is the second Elder Dragon you fight in Sunbreak, and only like the 7th overall. Because there's Ibushi, Nawa, Kirstra, Camellias, and Kushula de Oro. There's this thing, and then there's Maldino. If we can get a weed, it'd be great. But guys, this is basically the point in the game where the training wheels are off. Okay, so me saying the fact of it was a miracle, like the fact of my recording being like, hey, you've almost been recording for an hour. You know, telling me the fact that when I just finished the hunt. Yeah, I think I might have jinxed it. Instead of telling me then, it told me the fact of, hey, you're in like a dangerous hunt. Why don't I just tell you now that you've got like a 5-minute warning? Yes, finally, it's weak. Now all we have to do is kill it, which is not going to be easy. It's usually when they put up the biggest fighters on lives. And I do literally mean the biggest fight alive. Hopefully his arrows work. Nice if they did. I will say no, I'm happy to be proven wrong. Just making sure it's dead. Another hunt down, and more like another set of armor I'm going to want to go after, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be very similar to Gormagalis, except cooler. Dude, what are you doing out here? It's dangerous. Literally just slaying an Elder Dragon.
These creatures consume life.
And Janaf is in pain. It's literally running up to us like it wants to attack. Which, quite frankly, in this situation, it'd be a lot simpler, just a lot easier just to go full boom, boom, fire. I reckon like 3 or 4 shots, it would have been down, if not 1.
Abomination.
Awesome, nice fancy stuff too. Also, guys, that didn't take that long either. Also, guys, gonna say this now, if you have heard any sounds, it has been raining. And still is raining. And I've only just noticed. I put some, yeah, it's Dr. Angela, and not the words I'd use. Perhaps what you said about the resonance wasn't all talk, perhaps. This is certainly a new level activity from the quarry. It's because they are without a host that they are behaving in this manner.
Yeah.
They're really going at it now. I mean, Angelas are no snack. These quarries mean business. No, but at the same point, which I'll get to in a second. But why now? What's got them all stirred up and hunting for food? First tip. First hypnosis, they're surviving, and second hypothesis, they found a new host. Or, we didn't really kill the host in the first place. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot that first idea down. If they need the host to survive, then they didn't need Malzeno. Second idea, more plausible. But then, who is the new host? Surely not another Malzeno. There'd be another crater if that were the case, and there's no reports of the sort. Exactly. The crater that wrecked the cap and that once that opened up were both due to Malzeno. So if no one's reporting gigantic holes in their backyards, there's no new Malzeno. Debatable. Like, very much a case of which I will say now. Just because you don't see something digging in your back garden, doesn't mean there's something not digging in your back garden. More specifically, just because you don't see Malzeno flying around making holes, doesn't mean there's not a Malzeno out there just being nice. Keep a close eye on the quarry movements, Beha. I'll mobilize a dedicated team to investigate. Carry on handling quests, but be on the lookout for the quarry activity. Which, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure the next.
Greetings. See you later.
Next several hunts are all quarry based. Reason I mention something now is no, no, and no. Not on my worst. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Shagmar and Maglalgla. It's a deadliest elder dragon of Rajang's just a bitch. Like, I would not wish that on my worst enemy. All that.
Minds, did we?
All that left for that.
Hi, and welcome to my shop. Thank you for your business.
Oh, great. The prices went back up.
Hope
And I
to
never
see
use
you
power.
again soon.
Good to know. Thought the mind off, but I didn't.
Hey there!
Okay, completely wrong. You honestly do just look like a fallen angel. Why do I want it?
You got it. Strike while the iron's hot.
Like, seriously, guys, why do I want this armor? Like, I look at this and I picture a fallen angel.
Okay, good luck.
But yeah, guys, known habitats, it's a citadel, it's an elder dragon, I've hunted one. And it's a good bit of a threat level. Same for Malzeno. Same for Teostra. Rajang's also on a threat level of elder dragons. So is Betelgeuse. Wind Serpent Ibushi and Thunder Serpent Nawa. I mean, Wind Serpent Ibushi is also 1 star, but Thunder Serpent Nawa and Allmother are also max. Same for Crimson Glow Valstrax. Crimson Glow Valstrax is a more bigger of a threat level than that son of a bitch. And that, but again, I've only fought those three in a case where Crimson Glow Valstrax would be stronger. Pirate Rakanaki is also, and Rakanaki is also a decent level. Thought that would have been stronger. Same for that. Same for that. Yeah, kind of same for that. Yeah, actually, that's kind of where I thought it would be. Same for that. That's kind of where I thought that would be. Thought that would have been stronger. That makes sense. Oh, no it doesn't. Well, actually. Why is... debatable on those. Thought that would have been stronger. Thought that would have been weaker. That makes sense. That makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. Thought that would have been stronger. Thought that might have been a bit tiny bit stronger. Yeah, you know what? That makes sense. So does that. Although, as well, someone can say it's stronger than base. Yeah, that makes sense. That should be weaker. And that makes sense. Yeah, it also makes sense. So does that. So does that. So does that. Yeah, that makes sense. Annoyingly, but it's yep. 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 Hold on, wait a minute. You're telling me the Bombay is weaker than Great Rocky? Bad to say. And again, Great Rocky is kind of a stronger start.
It's great to see
But the
you.
next things up on the list are...
Be sure to check the special quest.
Camellias, Casualty or Teosha. I need to do 2. I probably will do Teosha and Camellias. Don't fancy pissing off Casualty Aura, but I've got a gut feeling I'm gonna have to go piss off Casualty Aura. Yay! Shoot me.
I look forward to your
But
safe
yeah, I will do all
return.
that next time. And see. Guys, part of me was thinking, because again, when this comes out, more than likely, Saturday's episode would have been recorded by then. I was thinking the fact of recording it after stream on Tuesday, because it'd be simple. I've got a gut feeling I'm going to be about half down to record and absolutely regret my decision. But anyway, because I have been recording for a decent bit of time, I will also basically try and see. I don't know which I was going to be stronger. See, I've almost see. If I get 2 Hardhorn and Lightwing, I'm pretty sure, and less Dragon Skirts, which I don't hate. I do really like this. It's just when it looks all big, puffy, and bulky. I don't mind them looking long. But yeah, I will end up making this. I just don't know when. I'm going to try and focus on Malzeno. I'm not going to do any more hunts tonight because I'm tired.
Soon.
But anyway, guys, if you're new around here, please like, comment, subscribe. This is Tiger signing off, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Whoosh and whoosh and whoosh.